rope OREZI? Did NOSA rope OREZI? See, in this movie called The Grey Knight by BIODUNSTEPHENTV on YouTube, there is a lesson being taught. Don't start what you cannot finish. Because my view on this is that if a lady reports a rope case like this, and it is also found that she was leading the man on, hey, my Flicks to Click fans, the two of them are guilty. Yes, these are the kinds of women that make the actual victim not get justice in real life. You reached his house. You drank with him. In fact, you, OREZI, you are the one that asked him to take you to his house. You took off his clothes, allowed him to take off your own clothes, still allowed him to climb you. You now said no. As this man now, his body na wood, his body na wood, because as they come, they lock this man for inside prison for rope. You ma, Mrs. OREZI, I mean Miss OREZI, you ma, you supposed to be locked up for using the wrong body language. Please, OREZI and NOSA are both wrong, and the two of them are guilty of this katakata they have brought upon themselves. Because as the Grey Knight tackles issues of consent during SE, the fact that consent means that she went to his house now, and the mindset is that if you go to his house, that means you don't mind anything that happens there. Even though there's a reminder that no still means a no and stop means stop. But my Flicks to Click fans, as for NOSA lawyer, what they can't they show am where make they can't see am where. She now only during bail in can appear. That's so in can disappear. Hey. Anyway, NOSA and OREZI are both guilty. Women, we should stop using the fact that the society supports women in situations like this against men. Because you, OREZI, you are guilty. You acted like you never ever genuinely loved him. Like you were just using him as a specimen. As for the lady detective, the albino, that one, na bias from the beginning. As no means no and silence is not consent. Biodun Stephen, can they tell us this better important lesson? In The Grey Knight, the characters were on point. And as Biodun Stephen come plant this female detective to come provoke us, the viewers, we will realize that everybody has a part to play in this life. You woman, don't lead any man on. Respect the answer no, so that you too, you can be heard, you the man. In fact, many of our men and boys, they need to be educated seriously. Even our girls, they need to know the telltale signs of being in trouble. Why go and put yourself inside trouble? Why are you there with man inside the house? In fact, this intentional storyline, The Grey Knight, by BIODUNSTEPHENTV, as I want to rate this movie 100 out of, in fact, 1,000 out of 1,000, this depiction, this powerful depiction of consent in intimacy, an area that many men don't understand up to now, it can they educate us, can they show us how the issue of consent needs to be very, very clear. Biodun Stephen, I admire your courage, because this important, timely, and vital message as a film, now conversation starter, now tool for transformation. Our men and women, our young men and young girls must watch it, especially those who don't understand women's emotions and men who don't understand their boundaries. Our perspective will change when we watch this movie. Because as for OREZI, is she not very wicked? How do you lead somebody on so badly and then you now say you don't want them again? Men, stay away from women like this. Because these kinds of things happen to women every day. So a girl has been in this kind of situation every day. They began thinking they wanted it, but they didn't want it. But the man wouldn't stop. In the middle of the violation, they tried to escape, but the man pinned them down. Eventually, the thing happened. And the man didn't even understand that he did anything bad. Now, so, my Flicks to Click fans, judgment, be very, very judgmental about what you are doing in life. Because not the only prayer you go use, erase this kind of thing from your head. No even enter this kind of trauma, which will affect you for life. Don't be an inexperienced woman. Read books, learn, discuss with people. Don't get yourself in this kind of situation of mistrust, because share knowledge so that you can be healed. And these men, genuinely, when they do this act, even though the girl said no, they still think the girl enjoyed it. And these girls will hold that man in their heads forever. They will be, for life, they will be scarred in their brain because their consent was not given and they were violated. Somebody held them down and had their way with them. In fact, learning points in this movie called The Grey Knight. We have sons, we must talk about these kinds of situations with them. Thank God that in The Grey Knight by BIODUNSTEPHENTV, this story was a dream, because we do not want anybody to get caught up in this kind of situation. Neither woman, neither man. OREZI, she said, and triggered NOSA into the state of arousal. And later, she now turned her back. What kind of nonsense is that? Thank God that if you have a conversation with your mother, your parents, you will know that you are in troubled waters. Step back. Have self-control and discipline to not let your feelings run away with you. Don't even be in the same room as a woman, alone. Our young men and women, have you heard? See, God has already given his lessons, his disciplines for you to follow. Save yourself, or you will regret your life. Even if you are feeling misunderstood in the bedroom, and you are now violated, know that it was your own fault from the beginning, even though it was also the man's fault for not listening to you. Your relationship was not sealed. It was not defined. You had gone too far. You, the man, you just felt that she was just developing cold feet for nothing. You think that all she needed was reassurance. OREZI, we sort of understand your plight, but see, he had already gone too far. He couldn't be brought back to the normal land. So, you, safe, shouldn't you just forgive him in that kind of state? Because now you can enter, two of you are entered into wahala. In reality, this one a great lesson for all we women out there. My Flicks to Click fans, do you know all the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner? If you don't know the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner, just go to the comment section just below this video. I have a free download for you. All the signs and symptoms of an abusive partner to help yourself, your family, humanity. If you enjoyed my live critical pigeon review of The Grey Knight by BIODUNSTEPHENTV, give me a like and watch all my movie reviews up here. Bye.